Your forecast is a cold one. If you hadn't noticed, if you hadn't been outside yet, get ready because it is down in the 20s. And not just down in the 20s, 27 degrees in Lexington. That's the coldest we have been since, last spring. We hit 29 in May and we were down in the mid-20s in April. So some cold stuff. Check out Monticello, 23 degrees down by the lake. And if we continue the tour, you've got upper 20s out around Mount Sterling, eastern counties, Maysville's at 29. West Liberty's been hanging a degree above freezing at 33, but of course it's even colder as you get up on top of a mountain. Black Mountain, 20 degrees right now, 28 in Pikeville and down to 30 in Boonville. So it's cold out there. We've got a freeze warning in effect, and it's not just for us. It punches all the way down into the deep south due to the extent of that cold air that came barreling in late in the weekend. So that cold air is in place. It's locked in place for today, but later this week, we're going to have a gradual warming trend. High pressure is going to ridge in from down south. That cold air backs off and temperatures really will start to warm up. But this is what it looks like at the upper levels, that cold punch that we're dealing with right now. That'll pull out of here and we will see significantly warmer temperatures later this week into the weekend before the next wave starts to dig in. Watch this big trough as you get into the weekend. Digging into the Pacific Northwest, the big question here is how much of that will translate east, whether or not we see any of that into next week. Because before we get there, we get this going, a warm up and a big time warm up. 40s today, which is well below 61, our average high. 50s tomorrow, 60s midweek, and then into the 70s this weekend. And the 6 to 10 day temperature outlook shows the Mississippi River Valley, eastern U.S., New England states all forecast to be well above normal into next week. So if this cold's got you down, we're going to swing back in the other direction and then some. Future track, not a lot of time needs to be spent on it because of this ridge that's building in down south. It just really dominates. There isn't much going on for us anytime soon beyond that warm up. Now, there has been activity over the weekend in the tropics. We're looking at that cluster of storms. I was talking about this last week. Well, it's no longer a cluster of storms. It's a hurricane. Hurricane Eta, and it's pushing pretty much due west towards Honduras and Nicaragua. So as that makes landfall, it has a huge flash flood potential. They could see, 20, 30 inches of rain inland. And then as that low works its way further northwest, the big question, right there's the Gulf of Mexico, where does it go? That's going to be something to keep an eye on if it manages to hold its a little bit of circulation together inland. Now, we've got 40s for the high today, 40s for the high. Time of the year, we're usually in the low 60s, down around freezing overnight. And then tomorrow, here we go. Election day, beautiful, just like it looked last week. Sunny, highs in the 50s, just about a perfect fall day there. Wednesday, we're going to go above our average high into the mid-60s. Stay there Thursday. A slight increase in cloud cover. We'll have a cold front try to drop in and wash out. Won't have much luck. And then the temperature just continues to climb. Balmy for this time of the year. This weekend's highs in the 70s. And notice still not much in the way of active weather to go with it. There is the potential for much more in the way of active weather. Shower, storm, cold snap, all that could be brewing toward the middle of next week.